You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show. Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1130 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there on this Wednesday? I'm back at it, you guys. You already know what time it is. It's not 7:30, it's 11:30. It's time for the podcast. Good morning to everyone who's listening to me on EB Radio this morning. Yes. And for those who are tuning back in and watching on YouTube, y'all already know, if you're new to the podcast, hit that subscribe button down below, like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, it's Wednesday and it's time for the 1130 podcast. I got an amazing guest, you guys, that's going to be joining me here on the podcast. Two guests, you guys, two. First up, my girl Domo is going to be joining me here right now here on the 1130 podcast. She's an author. She's a talk show host of 1 Billion Brave. She's a motivational speaker. Man, we're going to be chopping it up with her. It's going to get real good. And also coming up later on the show, my guy Rayvon Taylor. Yo, he's a teacher. He's a coach. He's going to be stopping past here on the 1130 podcast. So it's going to be a vibe, man. Sit tight. Yo, but before we get in, man, make sure you follow EB Radio on Instagram at EB Radio _ and shout out my guest who was on last week. Though. Before we get into let's get into the show. Domo, what's going on? How's it going?
Yeah, what up? Listen, it's early out here, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's early morning. Good morning. I appreciate you joining me this week on the podcast.
Oh yeah, we in there.
Yeah. How life treating you?
Listen, no complaints at all. I'm still here. I'm grateful. I'm using every day, every moment to just like soak it all in. I'm alive, so obviously it's a good day.
Yeah, definitely a good day. Definitely a good day. Where you from on the West Coast?
Cali, California.
Okay. You born and raised from Cali all your life?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm on the west. I'm on the East Coast actually. DC. It's a pretty sunny here right now, but it's a nice day. Looking forward though. But once again, Domo, thank you for taking the invite and coming here on the 1130 podcast. When when you was down to come on and I read your story and read everything about you, I was like, yo, this is definitely a no-brainer, because I have a disability too. I've been in a wheelchair ever since I was like 13, and I have a disability called Charcot-Marie-Tooth syndrome. And you have a disability, and you have you have everything going on right now, and you're trying to change the stigma of people with disabilities and everything. But for my listeners and viewers that's joining me this week, tell everyone about yourself.
Yeah, that's like such a hard question. All right, so hey everyone, what up though? How you living? All that intro. I'm Domo. I'm 33. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor at 9 years old. And I was deaf in my right ear for a little bit. Had some blindness. My right side totally stopped growing, and I have muscle weakness and permanent nerve damage. So with that, I had 2 brain surgeries, one at 9, one at 14. And my hearing did come back. It's still a little impaired, like a little bit, but I can hear quite well. I had radiation the day after my sweet 16th birthday, 5 weeks, 5 days a week. And I had chemotherapy when I was 22. I did it for 6 years, and I did 187 chemo treatments. So yeah, I've been through a lot, but that delved into me writing books, me becoming a confidence coach, disability confidence coach. Everything that I do stemmed from my disability, my limitation.
Okay. How was that, for you, growing up, with a disability? Because I know, how it was for me, definitely told my story here on YouTube and stuff. But how was that for you, dealing with that?
Um, I I had I had a pretty normal life, but I still had a lot of things that I couldn't do. Like I couldn't ride a bike. I can't skate because my balance is off. But I was still able to like be in Girl Scouts. I
Mhm.
played the piano. So I was still able to do things, but I definitely had a lot of limitations. I was sick a lot. I missed a lot of school, like in high school and junior high. But for the most part, if I look back from my because I was sick so much, I pretty much had like a normal life
Mhm.
compared to everyone else. It probably looks very limited, but for me, it was pretty well rounded.
Okay. Okay. What got you through that time?
I just kind of realized that I'm still alive. Like I kind of felt like there's really nothing that could take me out at this point. I've
Hmm.
been through it all. Like I've been through like the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
So I just kind of had the mindset of it's only temporary. Let's knock this out real quick and let's get the rest of the stuff done.
Okay, okay. I definitely like it though. I definitely like the confidence also. Cause with me, growing up with my disability, like I said, I tell everybody,
Yeah.
I was a shy person. I didn't, want to be seen like with long sleeve shirts because of how my arms were and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until maybe I started, podcasting and stuff and started getting into the groove and just accepting myself and just being like, you know what, this is the life that I was dealt, and I'm just gonna have to live with it. Like, how did you get your confidence? And before getting your confidence, did you deal with self doubt?
Um, I think I dealt with self doubt as I got older
Okay.
and I was able to have a little bit more like freedom with like driving and going places compared to like my cousins and my friends. They were able to get up and go. Um,
Yeah.
but as far as the confidence, my confidence came really from my mom. She
Okay.
taught me at a very young age to be confident, and also she used that in the sense of being independent. So I learned how to drive. I learned how to do things for on my own and for my own to where I didn't have to be so reliant on people. Yeah, there are some things that I need help with, but for the most part, the foundation, she taught me to be confident in try and get yourself first. And then if you can't do it, then ask. But
Yeah.
don't just rely on people so much.
Yep. Yep. I'm all the way, definitely. My fiance is just like that too. She don't want no one asking, doing anything for her, and she be like, I got it. Like if I need something, then
Yeah,
I ask for help. But she's definitely independent and definitely rightfully so because you don't want to be
right.
and I don't, I don't know if you felt like this, but sometimes you feel like you don't want to be a bother to someone or
Yeah.
just keep asking them, and stuff like that. So definitely, definitely. But you said you're a disability confidence coach and stuff like that. How did you become a confident coach?
Man, it was like low key on accident, on purpose, if that makes sense. So, I didn't know I was in that
Okay.
realm, walking in that realm without the title.
Hmm.
Um, I when I would just talk to people, I would always encourage them, and a lot of people would glean from me because I didn't use my disability as like a crutch. I didn't use my disability as like a woe is me. So I would always have those confident moments in my life that I would use to help other people. And then I was like, I do this naturally. It'll be good if I put like a paper to it, like get that certificate, get the professional side, and now you already got the personal aspect of it because your life lives it.
Hmm.
And you got the experience from that. Why don't you put paper? Because a lot of people need to see that you professional with it. Like, don't just tell me. I need to see that you actually went through the training and stuff.
Okay. Hey, that's dope. That's really dope. So you done turned everything, from your story into a business. Am I correct?
Yes, I really did.
Yeah, yeah. One, and then you have a also show. You have an awesome show called 1 Billion Brave. But your business, Walking by Design, though. Can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, so Walking by Design is a custom medical accessory line. And it kind of stemmed from me. I use a walker. I've been using a walker since I was 28.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 26. And I'm very bright, very colorful. I didn't like that little plain Jane silver walker. So I we're not rocking with that.
Hmm.
So I decided to decorate it, and that stemmed so many eyes. Like, I've never seen a walker like that. Like, that's wow. It's been like leopard, polka dot, flowers, bling, shimmer. It's been like everything. So I started a walker line, and I also used to wear a leg brace, and I would decorate that as well. So I
Okay.
just made it. I just turned it into a business because we all need confidence. Whether you're using a cane, a crutch, a walker, or what, it don't matter.
Okay. Okay. So you design walkers and crutches.
Yeah, I design pretty much. If you have a medical accessory, if you use a medical accessory, I will customize it.
Okay. 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 That's dope. So you have a background in art or something like that? Like what drove you to
No,
that?
I do not have a background in art, and I don't know. It's the Lord. The Lord just gave me the creative side.
That's awesome.
I'm not like super autistic and like artistic. I'm sorry. I'm not like super artistic where I draw. Um, I just like colors and not so much fashion like that, but I just like bright, different. So I think it makes me stand out to where people think that I'm artistic, but I'm not. I
It's cool. It is definitely cool though. I definitely understand it. And I think that's a wonderful idea because you get the rent, the normal standard walker, So I thought that was really awesome that you take the time and it's a blessing that it came to you. How can people, get in touch with you and get some custom stuff, get maybe they wheelchair or they walkers or they crutches, design.
yeah. So you can definitely message me on IG. My IG is Coach Domo Joe, and it's a picture of me with green on, and I have green shoe earrings. You can email me at coachdomojones@gmail.com. Facebook Domo Jones. You can visit my website thedomojones.com. That's probably the best because I get more alerts um, from my website
Okay.
www.thedomojones.com.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, all the links will be down below for everyone who's watching here on YouTube and for those who are listening on EB Radio. Your show that I mentioned, 1 Billion Brave, your talk show. What did that start about? And tell my listeners about it.
Yeah, so 1 Billion Brave started. I originally used to do a podcast called "Don't Let the Disability Fool You," and I didn't know I was doing. I was just like, I think the concept is dope where I interview the disabled community. That's my only guests. And
Okay.
it was only audio only. And I was like, yo, I want people to like see their faces. So
Yeah.
I was doing some research, and 1 Billion Brave is the 1 billion, it represents the 1 billion people in the world that are disabled. So that's where the title came from. And it's a live talk show that I host every Tuesday. And I interview people from the disabled community or essential caregivers or anyone in the medical field if you have a medical profession. I just give them the opportunity to share their story and let people know, like, yeah, I have this condition, but I'm still like mad dope, bro.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely dig that. What would you like to change or your message on your show that you would like to get out there about people with disabilities and that stigma?
Well, we always get stigmas. It doesn't, whatever the stigma is, because everyone's condition is different.
Yeah.
But the breaking is not letting that define the person. like there is a person beyond what you physically see, and everyone has a limitation. Mine is just seen.
Hmm.
Everyone
Yeah.
has a limitation.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Everyone has their limitation, and I tell myself, and definitely, growing up, I always, don't let others or people, tell me about myself and how to feel because you gonna get people who will stare at you and say
Hmm.
certain stuff, and what story did you have of that? Because I know as people with disabilities, we all got a story like that.
I always got like, I was never like bullied like in school or anything, but I always got like, oh man, you could drive. Oh man, you could walk.
Hmm.
Oh man, like you're like, do you work? I always get like stuff like that, and I'm just like, yeah, I get, can I drive so often,
Hmm.
and I just be like, yeah. Or if they see me walking without my walker, they're like, oh, you can walk. I'm just like, yeah, I could walk. My walker is an accessory. It helps. I can
Yeah.
walk far, but with driving, I've been driving since I was 15.
That's
So I
dope.
probably pass most of the people that are fully able bodied up.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I say I need to get my learners, and I had my learners at one point, but I need to get my license because I do want to drive though.
Yeah,
But definitely the stigma, having a disability, people just can't. People think you can't do nothing. They're like, oh man,
like
you can do that? Oh,
nothing.
like really? Like, come on though. What inspires you? What keeps you inspired?
I think that's a great question. I probably will have to say, um, my guests on my show, how grateful they are when they're able to just have a place to share their story. We get overlooked so much, and
Hmm.
I like reaching out to the underdog, the one that people really don't see, and just giving them an opportunity to just share who they are. And I think the gratitude is just seeing like how many responses I get from like even people that aren't disabled. Thank you so much for giving for letting me see a different lens of the world. And to the ones that are disabled, thank you for letting my voice be heard.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Gratitude is very important and will definitely take you far. I love what you're doing with the show. Having people on because I would definitely connect you with a couple of guys that I had on named Luke and Chris. They're in a
Thank you.
wheelchair. And they've been on the podcast. I was on their podcast. It's called the Denway Podcast. So shout out my guys Luke and Chris, because I think that'd be dope. We always trying to stick together and put out messages is where
Right.
the stigma is just not like just because we're in a wheelchair don't mean we can't work or don't mean we can't do this or we got
Exactly.
all these type of limitations. I know that I'm a very independent type person, so I don't really like asking nobody for help or anything.
Right.
I just like doing things myself. I can get in my chair, out my chair, like I'll call you if I need you. But other than that, like
Exactly. I
you
probably
straight.
won't call you though.
I probably won't. Definitely, I probably won't. But I definitely dig that. I definitely dig that. You're an author also. You have new books out right now.
Yeah, I have two books out. My first book is Damaged but Not Dead, and
Mm,
that is a story of my life. I
mm,
never really told my story from my view. My parents, or if I would get asked a question, I would just answer that question, but I would never really share my experience of how I felt going through that.
mm,
So that's a real life, I guess I would say, diary or timeline of my life. It's not a typical like, and yesterday. It's like, yo, bro, let me tell you, these doctors are getting on my mad nerves. Like, that's how the book is.
yeah.
So you'll be able to hear me get this together. You'll be able to hear me talking through the book. My second book is called Self Talk, but you can eavesdrop too. And that's just a compilation of affirmations, words, sayings, reminders that I kind of came up with and I used during my 6 years of chemo. and they're not specifically for the disabled community just solely. They're for people that are dealing with life. They're both sold on Amazon under my name, Dominique Jones. Um, or you can go to my website um, under it's under like books, and the link is like right there.
Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Definitely where they can find the books at. Definitely on Amazon. The links will be down below. What type of affirmations, for yourself that, keep you going though? Most definitely.
Um, I think one is confident. Confidence looks good on you. Get it in every color. I
Okay.
use that like quite often, and make them stop and stare. You're too authentic to pass up.
Okay. Cool,
Um,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah, definitely. Confidence is where it's at. You got to be confident. Everyone said, oh, that goes for men and women.
right.
Love a person who's very confident about themselves, and that's how I try to be each and every week. Cause man, couldn't tell me I would be up here a couple of years ago talking to different people,
Okay.
and just interviewing them and just having a good time. No, never,
Right.
never, never,
Right.
never.
Right.
But you guys, we gonna move on here on the podcast. It's time for the 11:30 podcast hot seat. Okay, okay, it's time for the hot seat. Domo, I got 6 questions for you, and I'm gonna put you in the hot seat, and we roll with it. You ready?
Let's go.
Okay, okay, all right. What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it?
When people are smacking. Mm-mm.
When they smacking, eating their food.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Hold your mouth.
yeah, definitely. I'm definitely with that, man. For real. A loud smack, I move all the way across the room. I'll be
Man.
like, for real, you gotta smack that loud. Okay, all right. If someone narrated your life, who would you want it to be?
Oh, that's a good one. Narration, I probably that's voice only, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I probably have to say Taraji P. Henson because I love her energy.
Okay. I like her. I like her. And she a DC
Yeah.
native though. That's my girl. I like
Right.
Taraji. What is a dream you have that you have not yet achieved?
Meeting Oprah.
Oh wow, Oprah. Okay. Why you want to meet
Yes.
Oprah?
I say it every time. I say it every Tuesday on my show. Oprah, like, keep the door unlocked because I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay, why Oprah? Is this a big inspiration to you? Or just
Yeah, she's definitely an inspiration, and I think her wisdom is something that can really inspire me to even go to um a bigger mindset, because everything is under her name. Like, she has so many things under her name, and her name is her brand, and
okay?
that's where I want to go.
Okay, I can definitely dig that. Okay, what's one thing that bothers you the most about the world today?
Probably everyone has, like, I'll say lately, a lot of people have ill intentions on um congratulating and being happy for someone genuinely.
Not genuine love. So fake.
Yeah,
All the fake love going around.
it's such a competition with everyone. Like, even though we're in two different categories, it's like a lot of people have to always get the one up.
hmm Yeah, people do. People always gotta get the one up. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. All right.
Right.
Would you? How would your 10-year-old self react to what you're doing now?
Man, my 10-year-old self like, girl, you over here getting it. Like, who would have ever thought? Because I'm shy. Like, and for me to go, and I've never shared my story up until I was 28, no, 31, 2 years ago, 31. So to go from not sharing nothing to, like, that's literally all I do. Everything is around my story, and
Mhm.
I'm putting it out there for the world. Like, I'm just telling on myself. Yeah, my 10-year-old self like, girl, you over here doing it big.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I think my 10-year-old self would definitely say that, because, at the time like I said, I'd have been shy. I wouldn't been telling my story. I wouldn't think I would been telling my story, but
Right.
you never know who you could be helping in the world. Some
Very
people
true.
who could be dealing with their disability and, don't have the confidence as you or myself. So,
Right.
you could definitely be a help to others though. Okay. What's one thing that people always is misunderstood about you?
Probably that um a lot of people think that when I stay at home I'm bored because I'm home a lot because I'm physically tired a lot, or some kind of medical something. A lot of people think when I'm at home and I'm just like at home, just like bored, I have nothing to do, like I'm moping. I'm over here creating businesses, bro.
You're over there doing big things.
Big things. Big
Hey,
things.
that's what's up. That is totally what's up. Yo, Domo, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the 11:30 podcast. It was really, really dope. Before you go, any questions, any shout outs, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, like I never want to go anywhere or do anything without giving God his total accolades. I wouldn't even be alive without him. So he always gonna get the clout because that's my guy. So I want to thank God for life itself, and I want to thank God for all the opportunities, all the open doors, and letting me realize that my limitation is not a setback, but it's used to elevate him. So I definitely want to give God like all his credit, and to my parents for pushing me, giving me the confidence, growing me up with morals and standards and reminders that yeah, I have a limitation, but I am somebody.
Mhm.
And my church family, we the remnant. I love y'all. And again, I appreciate you for letting me get on your podcast and sharing my story. I don't take it
Always,
lightly.
always. I would love it each and every week for people to come on, especially like yourself, to come on and share your story and just be a definitely inspiration to not only to the disability or disabled community, just to the world. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the Cali life. Once again,
Hey,
1 billion brave, you guys, every Tuesday. So tune in with her. All the links will be down below so you can follow. Domo here. So it's gonna be awesome for real. Thank you so much for coming on the 11:30 podcast. Stick tuned. We're gonna chat a little bit after, but you guys stay tuned. I got my guy Rayvon Taylor coming up here next on the 11:30 podcast, and also I'm going to give my thoughts on what's going on with the Scott Hall situation with him being on life support, and also Tom Brady coming out of retirement. Yo, stay tuned. You're listening and you're watching to the 11:30 podcast. You did.
YouTube TV is a reinvented way to watch TV. No wires, no boxes, and unlimited DVR.
Wait, unlimited DVR?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm worried what that much power might do to me.
Okay. YouTube TV has real-time highlights to catch up on the game if you miss anything.
I actually like missing things. My team's awful.
Well, it also has personalized recommendations, so no more scrolling endlessly.
But scrolling endlessly lets me reject things.
Yeah, but
Reject, 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 reject.
you don't need to sign an annual contract to watch YouTube TV.
What's wrong with signing contracts? I love signing contracts.
No, it's just...
Contracts are the best.
Okay.
Signing an annual contract almost makes me feel like I'm a professional athlete.
Oh boy. You can watch YouTube TV on any device.
TV is for TVs. TV on a phone is just unnatural.
No, don't do that. Don't...
It was unforgivable what you said about contracts.
Sorry.
What you did? You made me blame my phone.
You made him blend his phone.
Look, it's only $65 a month.
But my whole identity is built on overpaying for things.
Why do you want to take away his identity?
I don't.
Hey, I like overpaying for things.
Can we get another round?
All right, that's enough. Look, you should try YouTube TV for free. It's everything live TV should be.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the short break. Before we get to my guest, you guys, yo, huge news coming out of the sports world. Huge news. Yo, first up, Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady has come out of retirement. Yes, he's come out of retirement. He's been in retirement for like 40-something days. So now he's back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, though. Like, Really? That's a WTF moment. That should be on the WTF moment later on, though. But no, that's crazy though. But yo, speaking of the sports world, yo, man. As everyone know, I'm a big wrestling fan, and WWE legend, WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, passed away on Monday. He had a surgery, and it was reported he suffered from 3 heart attacks, and he was on life support. Big Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, reported on social media and said that once the family, come around, it was going to take him off life support, man. And Scott Hall passed away on Monday. Man, it was real sad in the world of wrestling for everyone who grew up watching wrestling in the late 80s, early 90s. Remember Scott Hall with the toothpick and the slick hair. Say hello to my little friend, like with the cool accent, man. Like, he was your guy, man. He was your guy. WrestleMania 10, him and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship. Yo, man. Or Razor Ramon taking on the 1-2-3 kid. Great memories, man. Great memories. NWO for life. Rest in peace to Scott Hall, man. Prayers go out to his family and to the loved ones. We'll be right back here on the 1130 podcast, you guys.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Coffee Weaston.
This your boy DOE Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 1130 podcast. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we back here on the 1130 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the commercial break. Like I was saying, you guys, throughout the show, I have an amazing guest that's going to be joining me here. My guy, Rayvon Taylor. He's from Flint, Michigan. He's a podcaster, he's a coach, and he's a teacher. Joining me here this week here on the 1130 podcast. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're going to get into it. Yo, Rayvon, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, everything's good, man. I'm honored to be on the 1130 podcast, man. Shouts to you. You're doing a great job, man. You're doing beautiful things and continue working hard as you always are.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I thank you for taking the invite. How life treating you?
It's good, man. Just with the way gas prices going up, man. At this point, I might get me a scooter, man. Just give me a scooter, man. Give me a boat or something, because driving around ain't it, man. So, everything's good, though, man. Everything's good so far.
Hey, yo, man, we definitely gonna get into that, man, because definitely gas prices are going through the roof, man. Everybody ditching the cars now. Might just take a scooter, like you said, or a bike.
Right, man. Give me like an electric car or something. Give me a Tesla. See, I think it's Tesla trying to get us to buy their cars.
Yeah.
It's always something. It's always something.
Hey, that's what's up. But once again, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast this week, man. For my listeners and viewers that's not familiar and that's joining me this week here on the podcast, and I say every week, man, everyone has a story. I'm awesome story. That's why I allow my guests to come here and share their story. But you mind telling my listeners and viewers something about you?
Well, as I said, my name is Rayvon Taylor. I am born and bred out of Flint, Michigan. I'm a podcast host. I'm a teacher and a basketball coach as well. Pretty much the Ray podcast is what I do. It's the merch right here. You see it. You got the merch anytime you want to. The thing about me is that, my podcast, I interview, business owners, athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, all of it, all across the board, across my city. But I am looking to interview more people across everywhere, no matter where you're from. You know what I'm saying? We can interview via Zoom, in person, whatever it is. So, for me, man, I love broadcast. I love people. I like to ever win besides myself,
Okay. All right, that's what's up. You're a teacher also, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What grade you teach or you?
I do special education. So I do from K through 5th.
Okay. Do you enjoy it?
I love it, man. The thing about working with the kids, especially working in my area, Flint area, with the Flint water crisis, a lot of kids were affected by the water crisis. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people across the country, they like to kind of poke fun at it. and it's not really honestly fair because a lot of students, um, they were affected. You can tell, like, with the inability to learn or behaviors you might have to curve and things like that. So that's actually a sad situation going on right now in terms of our schooling within the community. But my job is just going with a positive mindset and to continue to love and teach these kids the right way to go.
Okay, I dig that. I really dig that. Did you always wanted to be a teacher? How you wind up how things fall into place for you being a teacher?
Definitely not. It wasn't my intention. So I went to my community college, which is in Flint, Michigan, for
Okay.
my associates in broadcast communications. And I got my bachelor's degree from CMU. And I went up there, got my bachelor's degree in broadcast communication again, pretty much. Did that. At that, I went to work in Walt Disney World as an intern
Oh
for a
wow.
whole year. It was beautiful, man, beautiful. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So I ended up returning back to Flint. Did some side jobs here and there, did some radio jobs, stuff like that. And I love broadcast. Broadcast is my baby. You know what I'm saying, like, I try to see myself as a jack of all trades. And people like, what you can do. I'm like, I got my degree and just be able to talk for real. So,
Okay.
Along with teaching and being a basketball coach, a flag football coach, and the podcaster as well, I'm doing what I love for once, and I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? Because every
Yeah.
day I wake up with something to do.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. You see yourself being a broadcaster.
Yes. As I said, I had broadcast experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I used to like radio station hits. You know what I'm saying? So me, and that was cool for you. So me in sports broadcasting primarily is what I do. I also work with our Flint professional basketball team. Shout out to the Flint United. Shout out to them boys. They're having a good season so far. I work with them. I do exclusive content. So definitely check them out. If you're ever in the Flint area, tap into that as well. So.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's really dope, man. I had a couple of teachers that been here on the podcast, but I love what you're doing. You mentioned you're a coach also, but we're gonna get into that a bit. You also mentioned the water crisis that was going on for a long time in Flint, Michigan, and how people wanted to make fun of it on social media and stuff. You guys are still dealing with that, right?
Yes and no. So it's not like we live in like some third world country. I want to clear this up.
Yeah,
We're not a third world country.
yeah.
We're not sitting there on the poverty line. Listen, the Flint water crisis, it happened. We're over it now. Like, it's been happening since 2017. It got
Okay.
reported in 2019. That's the thing about it, right?
Yeah,
So, it's over with now for the most part. I mean, like, pretty much the people who made them decisions are no longer in office. So that's the best thing about it. So now we're just recovering from it, now it's part of our history. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part of that said, it's the kids who are affected. Because there is no turn back, you know what I'm saying? These kids walk around with lead poison in their brains, and that will never be cured. So they'll always struggle academically and socially because of the water crisis. And there are adults who are affected too, but mainly all the kids. So, and that's where my job as a teacher, I say, come into play. Try to just love on these kids, just help these kids out as much as I can.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Definitely. How did you help the kids out? During this time where they wouldn't been able to focus in school and or at home and stuff like that, where you was the person to come to during the
You
days where
know,
they when they did.
it's hard, man. It's no really one particular way to do it. It's just being consistent. The thing about kids, especially black kids, having consistent adulthood in their life is important. Right? I mean, mom, dad, teacher, brother, instructor, whoever it is, right? So, the main thing is to continue to be patient with them and try to understand them. One thing I try to do with all my students is I let them know it's okay to be yourself. Because when I was a student, I wasn't allowed to be myself. I was told you had to act a certain way all the time. And as long as you learn, in my classroom that I work in, we have a very like technology based environment. What I mean by that is that we use technology to help our kids learn. Because as much as kids want to get on YouTube and play games, there's ways to help them learn too. And I think all parents can agree with that. So it's just being there, trying to just show them the love and let them know, like, I'm with you. That
Yeah.
I'm with you. That I'm trying. That I'm not gonna give up on you. Kids give up on themselves a lot because unfortunately, parents and relatives tell them, "Oh, they're slow and they're not smart and they're not worth anything," and that makes me sick. So my goal is to be the positive reinforcement for these kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, as a lot of people who done a lot of fathers in their lives, like some kids call me dad. And I don't mind it, because I might be their dad. We might be their dad, their father figure in their life.
Yeah.
So, because it's the difference between a dad and a father, two different things. A dad, the man who just had you. A father, the one that raised you. Two things. So.
I like that. I definitely like that. And like you mentioned, a lot of kids struggle with paying attention in school because they don't have someone to show them all the attention and love at home and stuff like that. So definitely the teachers are definitely there for the kids, man. You said you're a coach also, man.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's great, man. I just finished my season. Actually, my 7th grade boys team, we went 7-3. Unfortunately, we don't have a playoffs. I don't know why. It's crazy or whatever. So we finished, I think, like third or second in the league, whatever. I have a really good group of talented boys. They're all really good kids. 7-3. That surprised me at the end of the game. They asked me to go to. They got me right in the court. I'm in the court chilling. And they're like, "Hey, we got a surprise for you." So they gave me an autographed game ball, all the players' names, numbers, and they gave me a custom-made T-shirt, all the players' names on it, and my name on it. So that was very, very emotional, very touching for me. Because, as a coach, I mean, like, you don't look for praise. You don't expect it. You just do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for my kids, take the time out to be like, hey, we want to do something for Coach Ray. That meant the world to me. So, and the parents all supported me. And it was great. It was great. I am going to do travel ball now, starting the summer and the spring. So I'm getting geared up for that. So the grind never stops.
I dig it. It's basketball, right? You coach basketball?
Yes. I coach basketball and I coach flag football in the fall.
All right, man. That is awesome. So how do you juggle the both being a teacher and trying to do stuff academic and then they also know you as Coach Ray?
It's crazy because so usually the schools I teach at, I usually don't coach at. So I try to make sure I try to make sure I separate them, right?
Okay.
But for me, it's more of an inconvenience because I have to drive more. But so after I leave my teaching, I might drive across town, whatever, to go coach my kids. So usually I'm not done till like 6:00 throughout my normal day, my weekday. And let's say if I have a podcast where I might have some content to make, I might not be done till like 9. So I'm literally working, quote unquote, from 9 to 9.
Okay.
But for me, I don't consider it work.
Okay.
I consider it just a blessing and a fun time.
Okay. So. Hey, that's dope. Do you get some of your players that you coach wish that you were a teacher at their school?
All the time, man. They're like, I wouldn't teach in my school, or it's funny because it's either that way or the other way around. Like, why would you coach in my school? And I'm like, I'm only one person, so I can't make clones of myself, unfortunately. So, but like all my students though, like they gravitate towards me because they know that I'm there. And me, I'm only 28, so I'm close to their age. I'm kind of close to their age. Like I'm probably the age like their big cousin or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like for me, they're like, okay, he understands it. He gets it. He gets social media. He understands TikTok. He understands all the trends are out there. You know what I'm saying? So I tell the kids, you can't fool me. You know what I'm saying? Like all the trends, all the dance y'all do, I know them, and I can probably do it at a way more like fun for right to have y'all for real. So I tell all the kids. So we get a dance battle probably every week. Me and my students. There's always something.
Okay, I dig it, man. I definitely dig it. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast. Your podcast, you in a podcast, you got a podcast, the Ray Podcast. Can you tell my listeners about it?
The Ray Podcast, as I said, is a show where I interview artists, entrepreneurs, athletes, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing positive city, we talk about it, right? So for me, every episode has answered the 3 questions. How you started, what you're doing now, what you're going in the future. And I have currently 77 episodes, I think, out right now. And I started April 4th of last year. So for me to get that much content out and for me to have this many guests and people vibe with it, people love it, and maybe start the podcast was the fact that during the pandemic and between the pandemic and Black Lives Matter movement, we don't have a voice. And I want to give especially our people a voice, right? Okay. A voice to express their business, express themselves, tell their story. Like I want everybody to control their own narrative, whether you're black, white, whatever you are. I feel like now more than ever, our stories is being told, and that's beautiful. So my job is to take that story and let you tell your truth. You know, so that's the thing about my podcast. I tell everybody, like, my podcast is for everybody. I'm saying, like, you may not vibe with certain episodes, but I have a lot of episodes. So at least 1 or 2 episodes will at least get you, oh, I like this woman, she a businesswoman, or I like this guy, he's a businessman, I like his music. You know, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's a podcast for everybody, for real.
Okay, I dig that, man. I definitely dig that. I ask a lot of people too, about their podcasts, and a lot of people started their podcasts around the same time, especially when COVID hit and the pandemic was hitting, and of course everything was going on in the country, and everyone had a whole lot to say. So, I love that you started your podcast and also giving a platform, or providing a platform for others to speak on. Because that's really really dope, man. That's real dope. What keeps you inspired?
You know, what keeps me inspired is really, and it's gonna sound crazy, but really like the fans. You know, like people who rock with me. You know what I'm saying? There's days where I don't feel like recording it. I don't just like, oh my god, I like, do I really feel like promoting my merchandise today? But it just takes one person. Like sometimes I might go to the grocery store and someone's like, oh Ray, I hear about your podcast, man. I listen to such episode. And that just sparks it. That's like, oh man, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's my dream. Like this podcast is like my child. It's like close I got to a child. I mean, like I don't have any kids, but this podcast is my child. And I want to care it and love it and nurture it and put seeds in it to make it grow. So that would be what keep me going though. It's just seeing other people succeed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people who've been on my podcast like way earlier who's been blowing up ever since. And I love that. When I see in public, hey man, we did, we're both blowing up, we're both doing good things, and we're both really starting to blow up, start really to get more popular out here. And that's what it's about. And that would really keeps me going, honestly.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I definitely could dig that, man. I always ask, what keeps everyone definitely inspired. You talk about your podcast. When new episodes drop, so my listeners will be
We
catch
do
it up.
got episodes coming out this week, so tap in. We got episodes coming out actually tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. We have episodes coming out tomorrow and Friday. We have episodes coming out. We have a host. We have a graphic designer on the show, and this graphic designer, he is awesome. His name is JK. JK, by the way. He is awesome. He talks about graphic designing, all that good stuff. So tap in definitely. So all my episodes drop in the morning. So it will drop in between 8 and 10 a.m. in the morning, between them time, depending on what my students are acting like that day for real. So it always drop between 8 and 10 a.m. So between 8 and 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So definitely tap in, guys. Tap in. Y'all can follow me on all social media platforms at Rayvon Taylor. That's RayVon Taylor. That's my Facebook and Instagram. That's where all of my content comes in. And you can sponsor the merch. I see this is a lovely shirt with my lovely bald head on it, my lovely beard on it. So tap in, look at the merch, and then we out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I gotta definitely cop some merch, man. And I always will be checking out the Ray podcast. The links will be down below for everyone who's listening and watching. I want to dial back a little bit. Your coach, a basketball coach. Are you a fan of the NCAA tournament?
Always, man. U of M all the way. I mean, I know down DC, y'all got Georgetown. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't know how that's going for y'all, but it's crazy because my favorite player of all time, Allen Iverson, is from Georgetown. So I always had a love for Georgetown. So
Okay. Okay. Any favorites though?
On the tournament, I like Gonzaga. I like Chip Holmgren. I hope he comes to the Pistons because we suck. So
Okay.
I hope he comes to the Pistons. I like them. Arizona's kind of. I mean, it's not really a favorite this year. And I like that. There's gonna be a lot of chaos. Gonna be a lot of upsets. You can tell what's going on in the conference tournaments. It's gonna be a lot of upsets. But my favorite right now is Gonzaga. I like Holmgren, and they've been so close the past few years. You know what I'm saying, like 3 out of the past 5 years, they've been in the title game. So it's like they got it gotta be their time. It gotta be their time to break through. So I'm going Gonzaga right now as my early pick.
Okay. I don't really have a pick right now, man. I'm just gonna sit back and let things play out because it's gonna get really up and down because, like you said, it's gonna be some upsets that's gonna be
Right.
going on in the pick. But as far as the NBA basketball with the playoffs coming up, I got the Phoenix Suns. I think they're going all the way back. I don't know.
I
After
agree.
what happened last year. Miami is looking good in the
Miami's
East,
looking
and
nice.
yeah, and they number one. So obviously, what happened 2 years ago, they went all the way. I think with the Lakers in the
Yeah, the
bubble.
Lakers. Yeah, the
Yeah,
bubble. Yeah.
and they got shut out. So didn't make it last year. I don't know. This year could be their year,
I
but
like Miami. Their infrastructure is good. Like I just said, like Miami's good. I mean, like Bam's playing. And the thing is, they've never been healthy yet. And no one is your conf. I mean, like to me, Eric Spoelstra should be the coach of the year, by the way,
okay.
because the fact that they haven't been healthy all season and they're the top team in the Eastern Conference, enough said for me. But I like Phoenix though. I like how Phoenix plays. Hopefully, Chris Paul come back healthy. You know, he did mess his thumb up, but if Chris Paul's healthy, the Suns will probably win the Western Conference because Golden State they're kind of falling off. Like the Grizzlies aren't ready. The Jazz is whatever. So I got
Yeah.
Phoenix for sure. I got Phoenix winning that thing for sure.
Yeah, and my team obviously I think they out of the playoffs now. The LA Lakers, they just been losing like a bunch of games and
Y'all
things ain't.
terrible. Y'all just terrible. Like I don't understand. Like the thing is, and the thing is, you should have known living in DC that Westbrook was terrible.
Yeah,
And I don't understand why y'all thought it was gonna be good. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
yeah.
Like the Lakers are terrible, and I'm loving it.
And see, and see, the crazy thing is when he came to DC for a little while, and he's like what, Mr. Triple, triple
Triple
double.
double. Don't
Yeah,
really. Who
yeah,
cares?
and he don't really. Well, he get with a team, and it seems like they don't make it to the playoffs. So is it him or is it the team? So
He doesn't contribute to winning. Like he's
mm,
not winning. He plays the guy who gets stats, and then he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't shoot, he can't defend. And now it's like it's cratered for real. You know, when you're a player like that who rely on strictly being athletic, once that step goes and you can't shoot, it goes down a traumatic kill. Like I love Allen Iverson, but
mm,
he dropped so fast, like so fast. It wasn't like no saving grace. You went from 25 to 18 to 11 within like a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with
yeah.
players like that, it's a rough road. Kids, you gotta learn how to shoot. You gotta learn how to
Yeah,
shoot eventually.
gotta learn how to shoot, man. But
So
you guys, we're gonna move on here on the podcast. To some trending news that been going down in the headlines lately. I hope I'm getting his name right. Ryan Coogler. He's
yep.
the Black Panther director, made the film and stuff like that. And the news that came out this past week, where he was at the bank, and he had a sweater on, he had some shades on, his mask on, obviously with COVID and stuff, and a hat on, and he wrote on a note, with his account number down and some other stuff, and he wanted some money to withdraw from the bank and stuff. And he also wrote on the note, yeah, let's step to a side. I want to be discreet with it. And obviously it went to 0 to 100 real quick. It turned into a whole different situation. What you think about that situation? And do you think if he was a white man, it would have been a different situation? Or
It's
do you think it's just
it's
because he wrote, let's just step to the side and be discreet with it?
it's a kind of just two things. Like one, if he was white, it wouldn't went down like that. Two, he's a black man, asked for like a lot of money. I'm not sure how much money he asked for, but I'm pretty sure he asked for like a good, because he has a lot of money. So I'm pretty sure he asked for a high amount. So since he asked for a high amount, he's black. He probably thinking, oh, this is his money. He's trying to rob us, whatever, steps to the side. So I'm pretty sure whoever the clerk was probably was a white person, more likely. And yeah, it just shows that no matter how much money a black man got, we're never protected. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's unfortunate. I mean, like Ryan Coogler, he's directed, so yes, his face not known to everybody. I get that. If that was like Denzel Washington, it wouldn't have been no issue, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because he's Denzel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you're a rich black person and they don't know your face, they think you mother rob somebody or assault or we or hit on the lottery ticket or something. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah.
if he was white, it wouldn't have happened like that. It wouldn't went down like that. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It just shows that we still got a white ways to go.
Yeah, got a long ways to go. And like you said, if he was white, that would have went down like that. But I also think, another thing that played a factor into it, he's a movie director. No one, I mean, besides, I'm not saying he's not a famous movie director. Obviously, he's a famous movie director now, not after making, Black Panther, and it's supposed to be a Black Panther 2 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing if he's going to direct that or not. But nonetheless, though, I mean, I don't know if anyone know him, like that. And it was like, oh my God, and then he had,
Right. He's
you
right there.
know,
Right.
Yeah, he had shades on and a mask on, and
Right. I
like
mean,
it.
you wouldn't know he was anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So I mean, like I don't know. Like I really don't know. And he wanted everybody badge number and everything, but then after that, he was just like, it was just an honest mistake. But I think he put everything down on details for the lady, and the lady
Right.
still tripped out. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I think the fact that he said let's step to the side, he probably shouldn't have wrote that. I don't, because if I'm a clerk, I thought was kind of a little sus too. I'm like, why you want to step to the side, folks? I mean, like, granted, I wouldn't have called the boys in like that, but I was like, okay, step to the side, I guess, because we're at a bank. We go to a bank, we just type number in, cash out, we go home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like ain't nobody saying let's step to the side.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a red flag, but still, he didn't deserve that type of treatment. Like he had a gun or something like that. Like the way the boys put up, you would thought he had the bank up at gunpoint.
Exactly.
So,
And all them cops showed up. Like, I mean, they must have paid all that money, all that money for gas. Well, probably with gas going through the
right,
roof and everything.
man.
Like that's crazy though. I mean, what's your thoughts on that though?
It's just, man, with the gas price and all that, man. I mean, unfortunately, shout out to anybody who has relatives over there in Ukraine who is suffering through that. That's not okay. Like if you're of Ukrainian descent, I feel sorry for you. Thoughts and prayers for you, because I just hope it gets solved, man. Because it now is bloodshed, bodies being wasted, time's being wasted, and everybody's suffering. With something that had nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that gas price is going up like crazy, and it's about to be summer now, so everybody's gonna be traveling a lot more. So hopefully it dies down before it gets really, really warm outside.
I know. Ain't that something, man? All right, I'm gonna ask you one question. If you had the world's attention for 30 minutes, what would you teach or say to the world? Say to the world.
Wow. First of all, great question. Never got a question ever in any interview. So shout out to you. Great question.
Appreciate it.
Secondly, I would probably just tell everybody just love each other, man. Just I know you're gonna have your biases and whatever else, because I believe we're all human at the end of the day. I mean, I get that race and pigmentation plays into it. But at the end of the day, if we both get cut, you're coming out red. Your blood's not green. So we're not that entirely too different, right? We all got 2 eyes, one nose, 1 mouth, 2 ears, 2 feet, 2 hands, right? We're all born with that for the most part, whatever. So, everybody just love everybody, man. I feel like there's so much hate in the world, man. Everybody just hate you because it's the most ignorant, stupidest thing. And one thing I would tell our people specifically, support each other, man. Like, stop trying this whole popularity contest, and guess what? White people still think we're crap. So it's like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna get the other black man is satisfying the white folks who don't like us. And it's not to say because not all white people are racist. That's not true at all. I have white friends who are really, really dope, really, really cool with me. Just I'm pretty sure it's like you do yourself. So, but just everybody love each other, man. Just love each other. Like all this hate shit is crazy.
Hey, you right about that, man. It's like no one love each other no more, and especially with the black people. I could be doing something, and the next person don't even want to see me succeed as another black brother. Though it's like, come on, though. Why we both can't win? Like I don't mind teaching you or helping you out. You feel me? So we can both be somewhere, doing good or living life or something like that. Like. It's crazy, man.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on the podcast. Before we get to the WTF moment of the week, you guys, Ray, you said you're a big wrestling fan also,
Big
right?
Big time wrestling fan. I'm ready to get into it.
Okay, so do you watch any of the current wrestling or?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. WWE, obviously, AEW, NWA, Impact Wrestling, all that.
Okay, so what you into right now? What got your eye right now? Or
obviously WWE got the big event. It is WrestleMania season. I'm excited to see Brock and Roman for the 80th time in a row. But whatever. I'm gonna just say this: Bianca and Becky Lynch should main event night 1 without a question.
Okay.
Charlotte been boring for years, and Ronda is just boring as hell. Like you can tell Ronda's just there for the check for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Ronda lost all the relevancy. To me, she just quit UFC. She went out like a punk. Because as soon as you lose, you just want to quit. Like, which is why I know people may not like his eyes, but I respect guys like, okay, so let's say when guys lose, they come back. And I'm like, okay, you lose, come back. She never came back. Like, at least the fighters come back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, she left UFC after getting her ass whooped and just was like, I don't think I'm coming back after that. And then she went over to WWE, and like I said, she's a big
She was
star.
great the first run, though.
She was.
First one was great. The first one was great. Like, it was captivating. Like, everything she on screen, the slow face to heel turn was beautiful, done beautifully, right? But I just did this time. I'm like, we can tell because you've been talking bad about WWE on Twitter for the past 3 years. You've been going anyway. So what the hell? So now you bored. I'm pretty sure your money running dry. So yeah. So now it's Vince, give me $10 million. I'll come back for a WrestleMania run.
That's what I was just about to say. I was talking about that on my wrestling side on the podcast, and the guy was just talking about how some fans was just praising her when she returned at the Royal Rumble and won the Women's Royal Rumble. But a year and a half ago or so, she was just running down wrestling and talking about how wrestling is this, and you guys all believe in how this is such fakeness and da da da. I can show you what's real. But yet she comes back, and the Vince McMahon. I don't know what's up with Vince nowadays, but she comes back and now she wins the Royal Rumble. Like all these other women who was busting their ass throughout the whole calendar year, you give her the spot. And I say this a lot, like I said on my wrestling podcast, it's not even about who been there 365 days out the year, pay-per-view, house shows, live events. It's about who's trending. It's about who's popular. That's what it's about. That's about what is that is clearly what it's about, because it can't be anything else, because Bianca Belair definitely should have won 2 years in a row. Like she had the best year since winning at WrestleMania last year.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like I ain't even tripping about her not winning because she went to Chamber and sweet Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. The money grab of all time, right? But even that was fine. Like, but for me, like wrestling in general, one, don't be surprised if WWE gets sold in the next 5 years because it's going towards that way. He's going to sell it. Like Nick Khan's going to sell that thing. It's going to be sold to the highest bidder in human history. Two, my biggest thing in wrestling now is like every time about, give the young guys a chance. And they always pull the rug from them. Like they pull the rug. Soon they catch fire. Just like my girl, Liv Morgan. I never thought Liv Morgan would have ever been as over as she was right now. You know what I'm saying? She was the third wheel in the Riot Squad. She really was. She was just the most attractive one for her, honestly. But that storyline with Becky should have culminated in her beating Becky.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, she should be Becky for real.
Exactly. They went to go interview her mama. They got the whole video package they put together. Like, I was like, oh shit, like she gonna win. But no.
She wasn't gonna win though, because Becky too over. They love Becky. And they didn't want to put, even if Liv had like a month to 2 month title run, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Because she lost like 5 times in a row on Raw.
Yep.
Backstage, I feel like she lost to her backstage probably too in the segment. It's just crazy. But I'm interested to see where when it comes to oily wrestling, I love oily wrestling. That's probably my favorite brand right now because it's consistent. They brought in guys, like Isaiah Swerve Scott. Love Swerve Scott. I love his music as well. Great wrestler. What I'm saying? I hope they bring in the All of Hit Row. I don't know they will because the rest of them really weren't really that good. So we'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, we definitely see. I'm definitely loving Swerve Scott, man. New music though. Hey, look, AEW is on fire. I chat about it every week, man. I'm a big wrestling fan.
Listen, I will definitely come on.
Hey,
I will come on and chop up with y'all for real.
Hey, look here, man. We could definitely gonna have to chat more after the show and get you on, man. Because I can definitely talk about that for hours and days.
Me
but
too.
Before we move on, how do you feel about Stone Cold returning at WrestleMania?
He ain't gonna do nothing but just get that man Stone Cold down. Just hurry up. Just come on. Hear the glass break. Throw some beers. throw him the middle finger, give him a stunner, 5-7 minute segment. I'm done. I'm over it. Bye. I'm over it.
Okay.
Over it.
Okay.
You know, but it's gonna be cool though, because I like Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens got a big profile spot. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna wait to see. We're gonna wait and see how things play out and stuff. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast. You guys, man, it's time for the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes. WTF moment of the week. Each and every week, Ray, man, I always share my WTF moment, whether it's something you heard, seen, saw, whatever the case may be. I allow my guests to go first. You have a WTF moment you would like to share?
Man, I would say WTF. Wow. Wow. I should prepare for this one. All right. I got one. So one of my students, I'm not gonna say their name, whatever, but one of my students was trying to hook me up with his mama. Like, and it was like no normal stuff. Like, it wasn't no normal like hook me with his mom type tip. I mean, like, he gave me his mama Facebook. Apparently he made a card in art class and gave it to his mom and told me it was for me.
Oh wow!
So he wasn't playing. He was like, "I want you to be my dad." I'm like, very sweet of you, but kind of thing, bro. So then the mom, so then the mom writes a note back, which really, yeah, right. So I'm thinking like she ain't gonna buy into this, right? She's like, "Well, look me up. Look me up on Facebook." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Didn't do it, of course. But yeah, that was my WTF moment of the week.
Oh man, you got one of your students, man, they
with their
want you to
mamas,
be,
man.
yeah, they trying
They
to
want to
have
be
you to be
stepdad.
stepdad.
I don't know, man. Apparently, all my friends say I give off stepdaddy vibes. I don't know. So
Is
that's what
that
I
a
get
good
told.
thing or a bad thing,
I'm
though?
not. You know what? I'm not quite sure yet. Y'all, if you watch the video, you comment below and you let me know. Do I give y'all stepdaddy vibes? Yes or no? Comment below. Does Rayvon give you stepdaddy vibes? Yes or no?
Oh man,
Let's get the
I
chat
dig
going. Upvote. We need all the upvotes. Subscribe. All that.
Oh man, I dig it. Okay, you guys. WTF moment for me, man. Ray, you're a teacher, man, so this kind of like right up your alley in a way, and I also want to hear your thoughts on it too. But in Dallas, man, I know when I was always going to school and junior high school, whatever the case was going to be, the substitute teacher always seems to get it the worst, though. For some reason, none of the kids respect them. Just was like, oh, well, my teacher not here. We can just do whatever today. But like I said, a Dallas substitute teacher was bloody. The face was bloody because a
I
student
seen
threw,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
a student threw a chair
Yeah.
at the teacher, and he was like, "Yo, man, like, I'm fired up. I might be whooping some kids' ass today." He threw one back though, but nonetheless, like, how do you feel about this situation and students taking advantage over substitute teachers who, the main teacher didn't show up today?
It's really unfortunate, right? And this is touch on me, right? So kids just don't throw chairs. As somebody who works in the room with kids with special needs, all that sort of stuff, they don't throw chairs. You know what I'm saying? They have issues that lead to the chair throwing, right? So what led to the chair throwing? You know what I'm saying? Like, did the teacher, and I'm not saying teachers are get the chair throwing because that's never safe. But honestly, I feel that before a sub comes in any room, they should be debriefed on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're in a special ed room, or this particular student is he has violent tendencies. Just don't worry about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, every sub should be debriefed on the situation before they walk into. Because I think the kid was like 5 years old. They should definitely be debriefed on that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, and subs have it tough. Subs have it tough because they walk into they get paid by the day. You know what I'm saying? So if they complete their day, they get paid. So it's very unfortunate. I mean, I really hope that teachers get all the compensation that they deserve because they got hurt on the job. So And then obviously I hope that kid gets suspended to the highest degree, because there's no excuse for that. Because I said 5-year-olds don't just throw shit. You know what I'm saying? That's either a learned behavior or something that they saw and something that they're repeating. So it's something at home that led that child to say that, hey, it's okay to throw a chair at an adult.
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy. Once I seen this, I was like, WTF, man.
Yes,
WTF. Like why you throwing chairs at teachers and stuff? And it was just like a while ago that school was just virtual, and now they back in school. Now you want to be throwing like, for real? Did I come back to work for you to throw a chair at me, Mike? Crazy, man.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for real. It
Yeah.
really is.
It really is, man. Well, yo, man, Ray, man, I appreciate you joining me this week here on the 1130 podcast. Before you go, man, any shout out to the questions, anything you like to say?
I like to shout out, man. Shout out to God because I forgot one beer. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my team. Shout out to my boy Brandon Houston, your favorite actor. He's my manager, best friend, actor as well. Go follow him at Brandon Up Next 810. Also follow me on Facebook, Rayvon Taylor. That's RayvonTaylor. On Instagram, RayvonTaylor. Follow me on all social media platforms at that handle right there. Also, if you want the merch, if you're looking at this lovely shirt, this whole interview, you can get you one too. Yes, I will ship all internationally. I will ship it. You inbox me, get the size, get a payment going, then you good. Also, shout outs to you for allowing me to come on the show. I appreciate you, my brother Dre. You are awesome. You are awesome. Shout out to Lift Podcast. And shout out to my podcast team. Shout out to my mom. Thank you very much, Mom. she gonna get mad every time I shout out. I don't care. I'll let your mom. I'll let your mom death. But one probably wouldn't be here for real. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in my city. Flint, Michigan. I know what it is. 810 stand up, Fly City, represent wherever I go. Shout out to DC. Shout out to DMV area. Y'all know what it is. Comment below. And I'm coming to DMV. Ray Podcast coming through, man.
Okay, man. Hey, look here. Just hit me up, man, and we could definitely link on that, man. I appreciate you coming through here on the show. This was a dope show. Thank you to Domo, who came through early on in the show. Yo, this has been a blast. Ray, stick tight, man. We're going to chat a little bit afterwards. But once again, thank everyone for tuning in this week here on the 1130 podcast. Yo, before I go, you know what time it is, man. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the 1130 podcast here on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Man, getting hoarse, man. This has been an awesome show. The 1130 podcast, talk pro wrestling, available each and every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming on YouTube, and the audio version will be available the next day. And also, you guys, if you would like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me. That's the 1130podcast at gmail.com, or just DM me on social media so we can work, man. For real. This was an awesome one. This was a great one. Man, the weather is break. I hope everybody get their extra time in with the time going forward or whatnot. But oh man, Ray, we're gonna definitely chop it up again. This was dope.
Yes,
everyone, go subscribe to the Raven. Go subscribe to the Ray podcast, man.
There you go.
Yeah, go subscribe to the Ray podcast. Always getting tongue-tied. Always excited here on the podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend about the Ray podcast, and tell a friend about the 1130 podcast, man. For real. This was a dope one. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? Yo, from Ray, it's your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels. And I'm out.